welcome to another Mr. Betabyte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we are going to do a little bit of a search on eBay and just see what's out there. There's a few interesting bits again, and yeah, I hope you like these. I love doing these. They're always quite interesting. So yeah, let's start off with this gem. Technicolor CVC 335E, and you can see it's got a built-in TV, which is amazing. And I assume it is a little color TV. It'd seem a bit silly if it wasn't, although maybe for monitoring, I don't know. I don't know quite what the demographic was for this unit when it was released. I mean, maybe it is just to quickly play back in the field what you'd recorded with your portable CVC 212E and 412E camera come deck, but £899.99? I don't think so. That's a heck of a lot of money. The actual unit itself, the deck is exactly the same. It appears anyway as the 212E. So more than likely that will have the same problems. It will need belts. Probably that one loading ring will be jammed. And then you've got the problems with the CRT TV as well. And there is actually the packing side of it as well, how well that will travel in transit. So, yeah, I personally would pay, because of what it is and it is tidy, I probably would pay £100 as a punt, but £900, no way. It's just never worth it. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. I mean, it is very tidy, but yeah, it's not worth that. So I know I've done the Stranger Things video, but just a quick look at a couple of units. We've got this one here, which apparently works, and but is very, very shabby. There is a bid on it. £88.24 UK pounds. Of course, you've got the postage if you're going to buy that in the UK. I wouldn't buy that. It's not worth that. You know, the sort of historical side of it apart, and the fact that it was in Stranger Things, you know, it's not really worth that. But yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It would be serviceable. What's interesting is the star. I did mention this in the Stranger Things, why there's a star. And I believe it's because this is the US version. So if we go here, there's a Canadian version, and that's actually really lovely, but also a really lovely price. It's just like over £3,000. That's just insane. Would anyone? I mean, three have watched it in the last 24 hours. One of them isn't me. So obviously, people are looking to buy these things for ridiculous amounts of money. And yeah, I mean, it's got the headphones as well, but wow. And then we've got the US version, which is shabby. And I do sort of wonder, actually, the LED seems to have disappeared on that as well. It's a few cassettes, which is pretty pointless, really. Adds nothing to it. But, you know, $2,500, that's just stupid money, isn't it? I will do a Stranger Things update, actually, just because it has been just so crazy, and we'll look at some past sales as well, and delve a little bit more into the unit itself, I would. Oh, look, headphone socket's dropped as well. Something is not going right there. The switch at the top and the volume controller are okay, but it doesn't look quite right, does it? But yeah, anyway, I'll do that probably in the next few weeks or so, because it's just crazy. Import charges $558. I think I'll be passing on that one. Okay, so we've got this here. Again, really crazy amount of money. They've put Stranger Things on there. I've not watched the series, so I don't know whether this did feature. Possibly did. I suppose it's the right sort of time. It's an ITT, but of course it's rebadged VHS, which I think that's the same unit, just with a slightly different PCB. Well, it might not even be a slightly different PCB. It might just be a slightly different set of plastics, because pretty much it is identical. So I would say it's probably just a different front on there, and the PCB behind it is the same. But it is a JVC HR 2200. That's a huge amount of money though for that. It is very tidy, but not everything is there. So no power supply. You haven't got a tuner unit. Looks like possibly we might have a broken button, or maybe not. No, I think that is actually correct. But yeah, it's just crazy money, isn't it? It's just, are these things really worth that much? So what's the description? Incredibly rare. It's quite a fun sort of. Unfortunately, requires a 10-pin video leads to connect the power supply. Are not present, so unable to test. Sold as parts not working. So, gosh, I mean, I'd give 20 quid for that. It's just not worth it, is it? So next, not that. I have a vague recollection of these machines, and I did really like them, even though I seem to remember they're quite fragile. But the big thing with this, 75 quid, which is a bit steep, really, for an untested machine. And why would it be untested? Because VHS, you can get tape easily to try this. You see the right slider for the recording level is somewhat adrift. It's also got this F9 error. I was immediately drawn to that as something quite fun. And F9 basically is CMOS RAM and an issue with. Now, if that's flashing, the RAM is bad. And the manual recommends that you actually replace the RAM. But if it's solid on, chances are a reset will do that. So I think it's press button 6. I think you've got to put it into service mode by putting a link across 2 test points. It's in the manual. You can download the manual quite easily. So you put it into like test mode and then press and hold 6, I think, and it will reset. Reinitialize the CMOS RAM, clear it out basically. So we've got this one, 380 hi-fi stereo, and then we've got a monolith, which I believe is sort of just like a higher sort of up version. This one, it's been in a smoky atmosphere. The display looks a bit dull, but probably a good service, it would be all right. But nice. They're nice machines. I have a soft spot for Grundig stuff. It's partly because my dad really rated it, but also because it's quirky, and it's all that mix of sort of slight Phillips madness. It's like European madness. Then um, when it comes to consumer electronics, a bit like Sony had their moments of madness as well. So yeah, I would be very tempted by that if it was a bit cheaper. But yeah, are they the same seller? Yes, they are the same seller. So that's interesting. So next we've got a Sanyo NX100. I still have not managed to get my hands on one of these machines, and indeed I've only seen one or two of these ever, and never had a chance to work on one. Although obviously I'm used to the deck. It's £170. I would say that's pretty good. That's a good price. And the reason I say that is because it has had a service. Now, if that service has been done, well, I say service, it's been repaired, new idlers, tyres, new belts, and some capacitors changed, which probably is, everything that you would need done to this machine. I mean, generally they're very reliable machines as long as the wear isn't too high on the actual deck itself. Should be fine. So interesting about the tamper stickers as well. That's so sad. People are doing that. It's horrible, and yeah, but that's life, I suppose. I don't blame them for putting stickers on. Whenever I do sell stuff like this on eBay, which I haven't done for a while actually, I need to sell some stuff because I haven't got any space. Let me know in the comments if you're after any machines, or drop me an email. But yeah, having to put stickers on because people nick stuff and then say, "Oh, it doesn't work," and send it back. It's really sad. So next, C7. Can you spot what's wrong with this? That clock is as a result of a leaky battery, and that leaky battery not only will have pretty much damaged the PCB, it more than likely will have rotted the ribbon cabling that sort of links all the boards together, and it never really goes that well. Even if you clean it all up and get it working, it keeps eating away. Unless you really are very, very thorough, it's not great. It's horrible. So needs attention. Plays and fast forwards seem okay. So we've got rewind issues, which these had. There was actually a repair kit that would improve that. So yeah, does say about a TV picture. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's not the best recording, I suppose, but yeah, it's not too bad. 70 quid, free postage. It might be worth a punt if you're up for a bit of a. It's an E as well. It's a European version, so if you're up for sort of a bit of work and get a half decent Betamax going, it's pretty okay, I think. So next, we've got this C9. Now, this listing bothers me. The machine itself looks okay. It's got like the black sort of remote for the HF100. That's fine, it'll work fine. But the thing that bothers me is, if we read the description, to the range for 3 years, common faults, and now scrapped all spares there. I have been collecting and servicing these for 10 years now and can confirm this machine has had very little use. Okay, that's great. So I've come across the new belt, which is neither here nor there. But the thing that bothers me is the fact that there's no mention of the front loading system. So what are the gears like? So if you have a bit of experience with these, you'll say what the gears are like. It's no shame to say it's got the original plastic gears. If everything's working okay, they will crack, they will go. Metal gears are much better, but they're easy to repair if you know what you're doing anyway. So when they do crack, you can put new gears on, cost pence for the parts, get them on eBay, dead easy. I have a video on that and how to do it. But what does bother me is for somebody who knows their stuff, they've said it's hi-fi, and it isn't. It's linear stereo, as you know. So yeah, a bit of a shame that really is sort of that's gone straight down. $250, not a terrible price. Obviously, it's not been properly gone through and serviced, but it's a tidy machine, and if that's true, then that's not bad. That's not too bad. Again, let me know in the comments. I'm always interested in your thoughts on these, and maybe it helps me buy stuff as well. Oh, I've just spotted actually. Let's have a look at this from Private Collection, HF100. Ah, yes. Now I did mean to feature this actually, and I'd forgotten. So £349 from Private Collection. That's interesting. Why would you do that? Oh, it's easy to get as an adapter. That's fine. It's pretty scratched up. I mean, this here probably would be okay if you remove the protective plastic film. So that might look worse than it is. The doors there, it's pretty bashed about. The usual really dim clock display. What do we have? Private Collection since 1984 from new, rare opportunity. All tested, includes sample tape, cleaning tape, which goes straight in the bin. No control instructions not included, which is reflected in the price. Comes with original labels, stickers, which are terrible. Bargain for someone, maybe not. Collection only. I would say that's way overpriced. Couple £100, maybe, if it is. I mean, does it say it's working? It doesn't actually say it's working. It says used. It doesn't say it's working, so I would be very skeptical of that. If I was actually looking to buy a Beta as my only sort of Betamax machine to sort of play back some tapes, I think you could be disappointed. Interesting as well, there's no sign of the VU meters being on, so probably they're bad. So yeah, £200 tops, maybe 150. It's a used HF100. Display's bad. VU meters are probably bad. It's tatty. The door looks as if it doesn't shut, which is very common with these. The tabs do break off. Let's have a look. Can we see? Yeah, it looks like the tabs. Oh, there's a tab there. I would say that's clever. A clever listing, though. They've just not put proper shots in. So yes, so let's move on. Time's running out. GCS 50 Professional Super Beta Hi-Fi. That's US, but were these machines ever available in the UK? Because if they were, I would love one. I mean, my goodness, just look at it. It's fantastic. I mean, let me know in the comments if this was ever available in the UK or Europe, because honestly, it's really, really amazing to have like a pro quality Betamax, Super Betamax at that. Obviously, no remotes as such, so it's not like a domestic video recorder with IR remotes, but it will have Control LF, Control L. So I wonder, does this have PCM built in? I wonder if it does. Yeah, I mean, probably should have done a bit more research on this, but I just saw it and just thought, wow, that's really lovely. Such a lovely machine. But yeah, if there was a PAL version of this, I would be very, very interested. What if they suffer with the same problems with the VU meters? Probably not. Probably quite different. So yeah, that's cool. And then, anybody want 90 VHS video recorders? I did actually work this out before I read the listing. It does actually say £65 a VCR. Let's go through the pictures. So we've got some really lovely machines here, some Panasonic, 25 NV, 25 J25, Ferguson, that looks like. There's a couple of Fergusons, nice JVC there. Ferguson, that takes me back to my school days, remembering those being used in schools a lot. Not the hi-fi one, they couldn't afford the hi-fi ones. But yeah, they were quite common. And oh, look at that. Really interesting machines there. Ooh, what's that? That looks like, is that a sideways loading machine? Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. They look like the sideways loading VHS machines, which I didn't think we had in PAL. So yeah, interesting Sony there. Sharp, that looks very much. When I first saw that, I thought that was an F30 Betamax. Sony. And so actually some quite nice decks there. Nikon stereo one. Nothing terribly top end that I've seen so far. What else do we have? That's quite cool. At JVC stereo, it's a linear stereo machine, of course. V2000 up there, which he hasn't mentioned. I assume that's in there. Then we do have boxed stuff as well. Ooh, what do we have? Oh, that's pretty dire. Oh, it's a Matchline Mind, JVC, but it will still be dire. It's Philips, that generation. Panasonic 733, I think that is. More the sort of run-of-the-mill JVC Ferguson type stuff all across here. But again, older stuff, that looks like J25. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That V2000, I assume that's part of it. But yeah, we've got the box stuff as well. G40 ITT. Wow, really cool. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and please comment. And it'd be really cool to sort of get your comments on sort of buying this kit on eBay and what you would pay for these listings that I've shown for this kit. I mean, if you were to buy it, of course. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I will do these occasionally. And see you in another video. Bye for now.